So this problem might be a little tricky if you don't know what a tuning fork is. Now, a tuning fork is sold in multiple frequencies. And when you hit one, it's going to hum at a specific frequency. So the amount of oscillations or compressions, rarefactions per second, right? So how much is going is equivalent to what these are producing, right? And it produces different sounds, different frequencies, and we can actually distinguish those frequencies. Higher frequencies are like ah, lower frequencies are like oh, you know, that kind of thing. So when you kind of hit a tuning fork, it goes and it hums. Okay, we are asked to find the frequency if the distance from the first harmonic and the second harmonic is given to us, and we're given that by the distance to the second harmonic is 0.389, where our first harmonic is 0.107. So let's go ahead and solve for what the distance would be. Our distance is equal to 0.282 meters, right? So the distance in between the first and the third harmonic, right? Remember, for a closed pipe, you can only have the first, third, fifth, and odd number of harmonics. Alrighty, so we have, I kind of drew out what these harmonics look like. Here's our third harmonic, here's our first harmonic. So our first harmonic, we enter on an antinode, we go to a node, and then we exit as an antinode. Here we go, antinode, node, antinode, node, and we exit. So we are asked to find or make an idea of wavelength, because what we want to find is frequency. And if we know that the wave speed is equal to lambda frequency, well, we can solve for frequency by taking velocity over lambda. Lambda is the wavelength, and we know the wavelength from here, okay? So what we can do here is we can say, okay, this wavelength is roughly going to be 1/2 lambda. Why can we say this? Well, let's think about the wave itself. Let's think about one wave. Okay, so for our first fundamental frequency, we're going from an antinode, so max amplitude, down to an antinode, 0. So let's think about what this means. We have one section here, one section here, one section here, and one section there. We split this up into 4 different, or fourths, so this is 1/4. Our third harmonic, notice it's a little different. We go antinode, so we go from here, antinode to a node, down to an antinode. Or then we hit a node again. So we go antinode, down to a node here, antinode, node. So this is 3/4 the wavelength. So if we have this wavelength and we just subtract out this wavelength, this is going to be 3/4 minus 1/4, which our wavelength is really just equal to 2/4. Does that make sense? And 2/4 is 1/2. So our wavelength is 1/2 the distance. So let's set up a proportionality here, or not a proportionality, just a relationship, so we can easily find. So we said that 1/2 lambda is equal to 0.282 meters. So let's do some simple algebra here to find that. Multiply both sides by 2. We find that lambda is really equal to 0.564 meters. Okay, so we know that. Now we can use this formula up here. So let me erase this as well. We know that frequency is equal to the speed of sound, and assuming that this is happening in just your everyday life, that's going to be traveling at 434 meters a second. And lambda in this case is 0.564 meters. Alrighty, so let's just do some simple division here. We're going to find that the frequency is equal to 608 hertz. Alrighty, so that's the answer there. The frequency of this you would advertise this tuning fork as roughly 600 hertz, 608 hertz to be exact. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you have a wonderful day.